How you doing this morning? Yes, it's Bank Holiday Monday. I forgot. There you go. I've got lots of things to do today. So I thought, well, I'll get up anyway and get these early mornings started again. This is The Power of Assumption. The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. So not only do I use my Thinking into Results book as my Bible, but this is another book that's really powerful, that if you get stuck, you always find your answer in here. So one of the things I was thinking of is that, what are you preparing yourself for? You know, the power of assumption, you assume that you're going to get up in the morning. You assume your heart's going to beat all night. You assume that there's oxygen to breathe. What else are you assuming? So, are you assuming that you've got no more money? Are you assuming that? Just think about, what are you preparing for? So, how do I explain it? Anyway, I'll get it back in a minute. Here's the thing about the power of assumption anyway. A change of consciousness is necessary before you can change your outer world. So that's one of the things, isn't it? That we can become a millionaire overnight by the lottery, but then, those people will spend all their money and be right back where they were because they didn't change their consciousness. They weren't thinking about, like that they were worthy of the money. And so the money just came through and went out the other side and there's nothing left. People can go to hypnotherapy and have things changed, and you can go to counseling and have things changed. But when you go back to the life that you were living in, you just go back into the same pattern. You see, a pattern can be changed like that. But unless you change your consciousness and start to think along those lines, nothing's going to change. And here's the thing, is that we give to ourselves, but we take away from ourselves. It's one of the laws of cause and effect. You're the cause, and everything outside you is the effect. But what we do is we mess around in the effects and we prepare for the effects that we've already had. You know, when people say to you, get real, get real. Well, what does that mean? It means that reality is evidence of your past thinking. So what are you preparing for? Are you preparing to write a history book for your future? Because you go, get real? Now this now is creating the next now. Do you get it? This now creates the next now. And so if you're getting real and you don't like where you are now, you're preparing your next now based on this now. Does that explain it better? So why not use your imagination and think, well, what do I want my next now to be? And so when you get yourself in a tizzy or all worked up or you don't like what you're looking at, just stop and go, what do I want my next now to be? Well, I want it to be better than this now. Okay. Start assuming that it's going to get better. And stop assuming that you're going to regurgitate your past into your future. Start dreaming. Start believing. Start just going, well, what do I want my next now to be? Well, I want it better than now. Okay. So just think, I want my next now to be better than now. Isn't that a better thought than, oh my God, it's all gone wrong. Oh my God, I've got no money. Oh my God, he's leaving me. Just start thinking, I want my next now to be better than this now. Because, if you're like 80 miles an hour in that direction, thinking horrible thoughts, you're never going to get to, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. You're just causing more resistance. Just accept where you are, it is what it is, and then think, well, what do I want my next now to be? And start walking yourself forward that way. Well, I want to be happier. Okay, I want to be happier. And then you feel a bit lighter. You go, okay, I want to feel better than I do now. Keep doing it that way. Start assuming good things for yourself rather than the negative things for yourself. It's just a little trick that, whenever you get really, really stuck, it's just a good thing to do rather than try to be, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Just drives you insane, and there's so much resistance against that you don't even believe yourself. So you just end up being, well, this stuff doesn't work. Yeah. To be transformed, the whole basis of your thoughts must change. And here's a big one that I find with people. So, intense burning desire. All transformation begins with an intense burning desire. Now, I've had a lot of calls with people recently. You come on my webinar, and then you come on a call, and you don't have an intense burning desire to change. I can't help you. If you just wish or hope things to be better, then just know that they're better as they are now. Stop driving yourself insane and thinking, the universe is going to give me £1,000,000 if I do nothing. It's not going to happen. You haven't got the will. You're able to create 1,000,000, but you're not willing to do what it takes. And I really push people at the beginning of calls about their desires. And if I feel that you haven't got a desire, well, I don't bother telling you about the program that I can offer you, because I could even coach you all year, just me. And every week you could come on a call with me and you'd feel great and you can change things. But then when I went out of your life, nothing different would happen. I can't be your change. You have to be your change. You have to have that burning desire. And I've got something available for people that changes them so that you don't need me. You don't need Bob Proctor. You don't need another, guru to tell you what to do, because you know who you truly are. But unless you have an intense burning desire to change and are willing to do what it takes. So here's the thing. So the program that I work with Bob, it costs £6,000. And you may go, wow, that's a lot of money. I'm not prepared to spend that on myself. But then you say to me, but I want £1,000,000. Do you see the discord there? You looked at 6,000 like, wow, that's loads of money. But I want £1,000,000. You give to you. You're your own universe. You give to you. So you can't, how do you expect to ask for 40,000, 100,000, 1,000,000? When you won't even give yourself 6,000 and you look at 6,000 like it's a lot of money, but you want the universe to give you 1,000,000. You're not willing to give it to you. You're not willing to spend it. So that's the information. That's what you prepare the universe for. To not give you 6,000. Never mind the 1,000,000, never mind the 40,000, never mind the whatever else. Do you get it? You've got to be able to look at money as equal to everything. Not look up at it, but make 1,000,000 look small. Make 6,000 look small. And start to show the universe and start to prepare the universe for giving you something, because you give to you. You are your own universe. So don't kid yourselves here. If you think that you can invest and change yourself by not investing and changing yourself, it's not going to happen, because you give to you. What are you preparing yourself for? I'm not spending that money on myself. Okay, says the universe. Let's not spend the money on yourself. Doesn't give you any more than what you've got. Do you get it? This is really, really key for your happiness and peace. That if you're not willing to spend that money on yourself, not willing to give it to you, the universe won't give you it, because you are your universe. So be happy where you are. You are totally amazing as you are. You are wonderful. You are great. Stop working harder to prove that you're great. You're just great right now. Be happy here first of all. Maybe things will change and maybe you'll realize that you are worth more than what you'd even spend on yourself. Like when you go somewhere to, shop, and will you buy the cheapest thing? Or will you buy the best that you can afford? Do you get the difference in that? You could still spend the same amount of money, But do you buy the cheapest thing because that will do and you're settling? Or do you buy the best that you can afford? Do you see that subtle change in your mindset? What are you preparing for? Yeah? What are you preparing yourself for? Here's the thing, you know a thing mentally by looking at it from the outside, by comparing it with other things, by analysing it and defining it. Whereas you can know a thing spiritually only by becoming it. You must become the thing itself and not merely talk about it or look at it. Wow. So when you want something different and you want to change your life, you have to become it. So what are you walking through your day as? This is, again, the power of assumption. Are you assuming that you are the person you want to be? So say you want to be a millionaire, or say you just want to have the job that you want. You've got to be it first. You've got to feel it first. Not just look at it, not just talk about it. Unless you get emotionally involved and it starts to scare you, nothing's happening. Nothing's changing because it's all up there. This is only 2%. 98% is your subconscious. And that's all about feelings. So what are you feeling that you are right now? What are you feeling that you are right now? Yeah? So what is it you truly desire? Yeah? What are you preparing yourself for? Because what you truly desire, if you're not acting it and assuming it, is not going to come. And if you're not taking action steps to prepare the universe for it, because this is the power of action. It's surrender and action at the same time. Like you rest in your action going forward because you know it to be true, because you already feel it. And you take the action in that feeling. That's the power of assumption. Have you ever assumed that you're not going to pass something or you're not going to get something and then it happens? Imagine if you could just assume that you are going to get it, that you are already it, that it's already yours. If you assume when you meet somebody that they're going to be horrible to you, and then they are, go figure. If you assume your partner is going to, not do something for you, oh, well, he never does anything for me, he doesn't do this and he doesn't do that. Well, and he doesn't. Imagine if you could start assuming the best of yourself and the best of your partner and the best of everybody around you. Imagine if you could start assuming that. Anyway, I didn't even get further than 2 pages. There's a few more. Oh, here we go. You can carry on. It's not that long, just that. Live by faith in this assumption. Absolute fidelity to the assumption. Submission of the whole self to the feeling of the one fulfilled in certainty. If your nature is such that it is optional to you whether you remain in your present concept of yourself or choose to become the instrument of your own redemption, imagining yourself as that which you want to be and therefore satisfying your hunger and redeeming yourself. So that's the thing is about, if you think it's an option, well, I do want to be this, but if I can't, then it's all right. I'm okay where I am. And you give yourself the option, you'll always choose the lesser option. So this is where I'm going. This is what I'm doing. End of story. There's no escape hatch. There's no escape hatch. You see, that's why whenever I do my program, and that's why I say to people, pay up front. Pay up front. Because then you know you're committed and there's no escape hatch. And that's the only way that you get results. Because every time you give yourself an escape hatch, and you know what an escape hatch is by saying, I'm trying. I'll try to change. Trying is just giving yourself a way out. It's giving yourself an excuse for failure, because at least you can turn around and say, well, at least I tried. Yeah? At least I tried. No. You keep going. Persistence is key. You keep going until. You keep going until. A year later, 2 years later, 10 years later, you keep going until. Yeah. And that's the way you get results. And so that's why whenever you buy into the program and you pay up your money first, you just literally, you're bought in. You are not changing. You've got to make this work. And that's what I'm here for. That's what I help you. I have such persistence in myself that I just keep going forward. I'm not driving for results. I just know where I'm going and I'm not going to stop. I did used to beat myself up on the way there, but after learning this work, I've realized that it's not about beating yourself up on the way there. It's about enjoying the journey, but just go, well, that's where I'm going. Do you listen? My name, Sheena Kantar. We shorten it. It's She Can. I said I would, and I will. Are you that person? You can be that because whoever you say you are, you will be. So what are you telling yourself every day? What are you assuming of yourself every day? Because you can be whatever it is you assume that you are or you want to be. What are you preparing yourself for? What are you assuming you are? Pick something. Don't change. Just keep going and you'll get there. So there you go, power of assumption. It's really, really, really powerful because whatever you assume happens. Yeah. So listen, have an awesome bank holiday Monday for those of you in the UK, and have an awesome day, anybody all around the world. See ya. Bye.